Hello students, welcome. This is class 7th Science, chapter number 14, Electric Current and its Effects. It is lecture number 8. Topics to be covered. In this video lecture, we will be covering few topics starting with factors on which the strength of electromagnet depends. Number 2, uses of electromagnet. Number 3, an electric bell. Number 4, we will be discussing the solutions of homework given to you in lecture number 7. And finally, you will be provided the homework based on lecture number 8. Factors on which strength of an electromagnet depends. Students, the strength of an electromagnet can be increased or decreased by increasing or decreasing. Pay heed to all the points. Number 1, the amount of current flowing through the coil. Number 2, the amount of turns of copper wire in the coil. These two factors play important role in determining the strength of an electromagnet, be it the current or the number of turns of the wire. Both these factors can increase or decrease the power of the electromagnet. The strength of electromagnet depends inversely upon its length, which means smaller the length of electromagnet, more will be its strength. Once again, smaller the length of an electromagnet, more will be its strength. Now let's discuss some uses of electromagnet in our day-to-day life. Uses of electromagnet. Due to its temporary magnetic behavior, an electromagnet finds extensively used in various industries and scientific devices, such as number 1, to separate iron scrap from the junk in industries. You can check here that with the help of a crane, an electromagnet is used to separate junk. Here, the structure of this electromagnet is shown, where this front metallic part is acting as the core, and inside it there is the coil which acts as the electromagnet. One important thing to note here is that the electromagnet in this case is temporary in nature. Number 2, doctors use very small but strong electromagnet to remove iron dust from a patient's eye. Number 3, they are a compulsory part of picture tubes of television and computer screens. They help in the formation of image on the screen. In this picture, the inside structure or the components of a television set is shown. Students, in this tube, an electromagnet is used, which is an important component for the formation of image on the screen. Same way, such an electromagnet is also used in computer monitors. A number of electromagnets are used in a car which help in moving of different parts and generate electricity as well. The next use, they are used in relay switches. Students, relay switches allow a small current to switch a large current on and off. Relay switches basically act as the connectors. Number 6. Electromagnets are used in the receivers of telephones and electric motors. One more very important use. Very strong electromagnets are used to carry the fast-moving maglev trains. Here, the term maglev is derived from magnetic levitation trains. You will be amazed to know that these trains run at a speed of more than 400 kilometers per hour. Here, a maglev train is shown to you. Let's read out the information given here. If you look properly, this is the magnet on the rail, pull on magnets on the train. These magnets attached to the train run below the rail. One important thing to note here is that maglevs are lifted into the air by magnetic forces. There are powerful magnets on both the train and on the rails. Because of this gap which is created when the train get lifted by the magnetic force, there are very less frictional forces that act, and because of this, these trains can run at a speed of more than 400 kilometers per hour. The next topic is electric bell. We all have electric bells at home, and we also use them when we visit someone's home. It is a simple and common application of electromagnet. An electric bell is made up of the following components. Number 1, an electromagnet. There is a U-shaped electromagnet in which one end of copper wire is connected to the terminal T1 and other end is connected to the brass stud. It is magnetized when the push button of the bell is pressed. So, we must keep in mind that the electromagnet present inside the bell is U-shaped. The second component is armature. It is a soft iron strip which is attracted by the electromagnet when it is magnetized. Hammer is the third component. It is a small metallic sphere which is made up of steel. It is attached to the armature at its one end with the help of a soft, springy, thin piece of metal. The hammer strikes with the gong to produce sound. Now let's discuss about the fourth component, gong. It is a big metallic hemisphere to which the hammer strikes to produce sound. Contact screw. It is also known as a make and break screw, which is adjustable. The tip of the screw is made up of silver cadmium alloy to prevent its oxidation due to sparking. It connected to the terminal T2 by copper wire. It is used to adjust the contact between the armature and the push button of the bell to produce best sound. Also, it can change the frequency of the ringing bell. Let's have a look at all the components we just discussed diagrammatically. If you look carefully, here is a battery. Along with it, we have a switch. This switch is basically the push button. Moving on, we have terminal 1 and terminal 2. If you see, terminal 1 is connected to a U-shaped electromagnet. Students, remember that this is a temporary magnet. Moving on, we can see a big hemisphere, metallic hemisphere. This is the gong. Near to it, there is hammer. The hammer is attached to the soft iron strip or the armature. And one important component is the contact screw. We just looked at the basic but important components of an electric bell. Let us now come and check the working of an electric bell. Number 1. The terminals T1 and T2 are connected to a battery or energy source through a push button or switch. When the switch is pushed on, the current flows through the electromagnet and contact screw. As a result, the electromagnet is magnetized and attracts the armature. The hammer connected at the end of armature moves to hit the gong and produce a sound. This time, the contact between the contact spring and contact screw breaks. As the circuit breaks, the electromagnet gets demagnetized. The coil is no longer a magnet. The armature moves back. The circuit is made again, and as a result, the above steps are repeated. The bell goes on ringing until the push button is released. Here, two situations are given to us. Let us first analyze situation 1. Hammer is away from gong, no sound. Here you can check that the hammer is not in contact with this gong. Hence, no sound is produced. Now, let's check situation number 2. Hammer is hitting gong resulting in sound. You can check here that the contact screw and the armature is disconnected, because of which the hammer strikes on the gong and it produces sound. Once again, let us quickly reiterate how an electric bell works. When the switch is pressed, the circuit is complete and a current flows through the electromagnet. Students, keep on looking at the components of this electric bell as shown here. After that, the soft iron armature is attracted towards the electromagnet and the hammer hits the gong. Moving on, this movement breaks the circuit at point X so that the current stops flowing and switches off the electromagnet. The springy metal strip pulls the bar back so that contact is made again at X and circuit is again complete. This keeps repeating and hammer strikes the gong, producing a ringing sound as long as the switch is pressed. Let's now discuss the solution of homework based on lecture number 7. Fill in the blanks. Number 1. The area around the magnet where its force can be felt is magnetic field. Number 2, the energy labeling is also known as star rating. Multiple choice questions. Question number 3. The combined effect of electricity and magnetism is called. The correct option is option D, electromagnetism. Question number 4. Energy labeling system is launched by. Yes, option B, it is BEE. Students, it's the homework time. These questions will be based on the lecture we just discussed. Starting with fill in the blanks. Number 1. The electromagnet used in a bell is a dash magnet in nature. Question number 2. Dash is a big metallic hemisphere to which the hammer strikes to produce sound. Moving on to multiple choice questions. Question number 3. A soft iron strip used in an electric bell is option A, hammer, option B, push button, option C, gong, option D, armature. Question number 4. Maglev trains can run at a speed of more than dash kilometers. Option A, 200, option B, 300, option C, 400, option D, 100. That's all for this video lecture. Thank you.